I want to learn everything I can about my brain, optimize my brain, stay as healthy as I can for the long run.
And we look at your skin, your cerebellum's sort of sleepy. Part of your emotional brain is busy. You have a trauma pattern. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
I'm very excited. I have enjoyed our friendship very much.
Me too.
And this happens with a lot of my friends. Ultimately, I look at their brain.
Ooh. Does that bring you closer to this friendship or further apart?
But it depends on how you react to the information.
Well, I'm here to learn. I told our mutual friend, Eric Spolstra, I just want to beat his results. So whatever he got, I want to beat him. You're looking at it like, ooh. I mean, he's sharp, but is he that sharp?
Eric's awesome.
Yeah.
And they won yesterday, so that was awesome.
We got all the wins, Lakers, Heat, and Clippers.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
What's your goal?
My goal being here, I want to learn everything I can about my brain to be able to get smarter, optimize my brain, stay as healthy as I can for the long run.
Talk a bit about what you do. So I'm going to become your brain coach.
Yep.
But you coach lots of people.
Yeah. I mean, the main thing that I do is I help people unlock what is holding them back from where they are today to what their full potential is, whether that's an NBA athlete, an NBA coach, a CEO, a high performer of any type. And then I speak to companies, corporations, teams on these type of mindset principles and write books. So it's kind of all together in one of the high performance in taking action and giving people a plan to be able to get from where they are today to where they want to be tomorrow.
And so going forward, hopefully that'll include, you got to get your brain right.
Absolutely.
Because it's foundation.
Well, yeah, I think this could be a great thing of like anybody that comes to me like, hey, first, got to see what we're working with. Because it really is like a lot of my stuff becomes, I'm asking questions to them and trying to dig deep inside of what is inside their brain, inside their heart. And I might not know. Some of it can be a lot of guesswork. But if there's actually something traumatic that happened in their past and it's in their brain, I won't necessarily know that. So I think that is a very valid point that I would love to have anybody that I'm working with understand what's going on in their brain because then it's gonna help do I have empathy for them and be like, yeah, you actually had something that really needs something chemical that's happening, or is it, hey, suck it up, let's work through it.
Yeah, is it hardware or is it software?
Exactly.
Tell me a little bit about you. Where'd you grow up? What were you passionate about? What sort of lit your fire?
Small town, Iowa, cornfields of Iowa. And all I wanted to do was play in the NBA. That was my number one goal and my only goal, with no backup plans of playing college basketball, then a little bit professionally overseas in Europe and Australia, still with no plan other than playing in the NBA. And then I got cut from the Spanish second division team, my third year playing, everything was gone. So all of my plans were taken away from me. I was living back my parents' recliner chair in Kansas City and had to pivot. But it was like everything that I'd poured into playing in the NBA was not necessarily for me, but it was learning how to teach players with more God-given ability, 7-foot height and athleticism. So I decided right then and there I wanted to coach in the NBA. So my life has been like one big pivot, continuous pivot. Started off wanting to play in the NBA. That didn't work. Coach in the NBA. Okay, I'll take what I learned here to now go teach NBA players individually, their skill sets. Came out to Los Angeles, worked with over 150 NBA players on court individually, realized that there's a lot more than just the skill work, that I was more attracted to how can I help these players mentally, the next level of it, the total optimization of it, And how can I help them be more than just basketball players, but encourage them, motivate them, show them that, and their platform is much more bigger than just basketball alone. So that's kind of what it's transpired into, working with players individually, onto using the same type of things to coach others, to speak, to write books.
I read your history and I looked at your scans, and you're basically here to optimize your brain. I didn't see any big issues, anxiety, depression, ADD, addiction, none of that stuff. Head trauma. You had a concussion playing basketball.
Concussion playing basketball was the only one treated. So that was when my head got stepped on after I took a charge. Usually don't play defense, but I actually did this time. I took a charge, head stepped on. So that one I got treated with a mild concussion. But I'm sure from head hitting the floor in basketball and practices and elbows through high school, college, and a little bit professionally, I'm sure there's probably more.
Yeah, and it's often not the ones where you lose consciousness. It's the hundreds of subconcussive blows.
Yes.
Any other head injuries, car accidents, falls?
Did get in a car accident. Yeah, car accident when I was in college, and it ended up being fine. I walked away from it, but I overcorrected across the road, hit an embankment, went up down into the bottom of a creek. No water really in this creek, and airbags came out, shaken up, but nothing. Didn't go to the hospital after that.
How fast were you?
Yeah, 55, 60.
Holy smoke.
And it hit a pothole and sent me off. So I tried to get back on, but I overcorrected by far.
So you're going 55, hit the pothole, then go down an embankment and then stop.
Yep.
So the force is pretty high.
Yeah.
If you said, hey, Daniel, what's the single most important thing you've learned from 230,000 scans? Mild traumatic brain injury changes people's lives and nobody knows.
Wow.
Because nobody looks.
Wow. That's power.
And now here's your scan. So we do a study called SPECT, and SPECT looks at blood flow and activity. It looks at how your brain works. It's different than a CAT scan or an MRI. These are anatomy studies that show the physical functioning of your brains. These look at function. And so it basically tells us three things: good activity, too little or too much. And then my job is to balance it. So if it's too low, we'll find a way to raise it. If it's too high, we'll want to calm it down. And we look at your scan, your cerebellum's sort of sleepy.
Come on, cerebellum.
And part of your emotional brain is busy, but I think it was trauma, because this pattern, you have a trauma pattern.
Okay.
You function really high, but we have to fix that.
Yeah.
We don't fix that, it's going to start showing.
Yeah.
So you don't have holes in your brain. What the holes mean is low activity, low blood flow. But I think that was not a small car accident, right? It's just think of the forces. So your brain floats in water. It's not anchored, it floats. And in a skull that is closed. So you're going 55 miles an hour, bump, airbags explode. So all of a sudden you're going and then you're not, which means in your skull, that is what's going on. And I bet even though you didn't notice it, you probably changed your testosterone level. Your coordination became just a little bit less than before, and it might have derailed your career. The question I always have is, how much better can I make it?
That's exactly what I was going to ask you. And how do we tap into all the blue sleepy stuff? Can we get
you better blood flow?
Okay.
And what do you do as far as coordination exercises now?
I'll play different sports like tennis occasionally, basketball, of course, pickleball. Racket sports, I'm good.
People who play racket sports live the longest.
Oh, yes. I love tennis and pickleball, and I love ping pong.
All right. So this is where it is now. You do what I ask you to do. It'll just be normal. You don't do what I ask you to do. It's going to be like that. It's vulnerable. So this is what your brain will be like if you're 50. If you like leave here and go, I think Eamon's crazy. Let's go have a beer. This is where it goes.
Man.
But if you do what I ask you to do, it can go there. And you're so young, knowing this information.
Yeah.
If you become a brain warrior,
Hey,
be clear for the rest of your life.
this is one thing you got to know about me is I'm very coachable. And when I know somebody is an expert and super wise, I'm listening to everything you say. Trust me.
Good. So, coordination exercises and things to increase blood flow. I think that's the most important thing we can do. Hyperbaric oxygen.
We have one at our place. Yeah.
Then you should be...
Oh, I use it a lot. Just tell my other half who's coming on the show too to use it as well.
How many times have you been in the chamber?
I've probably been in there since we got it 3 months ago. 25 times. Whenever I'm home, I'm very consistent with it. So yeah, I'm in there
For how long?
an hour each time. If I'm home through the week, it's usually 5 times a week for an hour.
And then I want you to take my Max packets, multivitamin, fish oil, brain boost. It's my NFL formula.
Nice.
And something I make called advanced blood flow. The hyperbaric oxygen actually increases something called angiogenesis, which is the creation of new blood vessels.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So that is a really good thing. Glad we got that right.
Well, let's see how that works. If it doesn't work
Okay.
enough, let me know and I'll go, okay, there's this, there's that.
Nice. Perfect.